What up, peeps? It's your boy Heckin. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're doing another pickups video. So this is stuff that I've bought over the past month. So like around Christmas time, getting a lot of Christmas sales and stuff like that. But first up, we'll go ahead and start with this. I haven't been collecting GameCube, but it looks like I'm going to be starting here soon. I actually won a GameCube in a giveaway, and it came with a couple wrestling games. That hasn't arrived yet. But I went ahead and picked up Super Mario Sunshine for the GameCube. During this era, I didn't really mess with GameCube too much, other than, going over to a friend's house and playing it a little bit. But I definitely watched my friend play through this game, and I don't know, I kind of like the idea of doing cleaning, or, like, it's almost like a power washing game, I guess. But yeah, so that was cool to pick up, and that'll be a lot of fun. Then we got Resident Evil 0 here. Now, of course, I own the ports of this that have came out with the Resident Evil 1 as well, like on the PC. I think I also have it on Xbox or PlayStation. But it's really cool to have like the original, release of 0 there. And then WarioWare Smooth Moves here for the Wii. This game I've played tons of over at my friend Sean's house back in the day. Just a goofy game, and so because of this, I also picked up some of the new Switch versions of WarioWare, which you'll see here in just a moment. Actually, I'll just go ahead and show that now since I brought it up. Yeah, let's look at the Switch stuff. There's 4 Switch games here. So these 3 came from GameStop during their buy 2 get 1 free sale. I didn't really know what to get because, for the most part, on modern consoles, anything that would qualify that they had at the store, this is pretty much the only options I really had that I was confident in getting with the type of games that I want to play right now, like beat 'em ups, for example. So I picked up WarioWare Get It Together, which I'm assuming is one that came out a few years ago. I didn't even know it existed, but I went ahead and picked that up. I'm sure it'll be awesome. And then we've got WarioWare Move It. And also, this would just be something fun to play, with the girlfriend and stuff, and do some moving around, maybe sweat a little bit. And then the third game that I got basically for free was Double Dragon Gaiden, which I have not played, but, I mean, it's a Double Dragon game, so that means it's probably a beat 'em up. And I like beat 'em ups. That's kind of like what I've been into recently, playing a lot of retro beat 'em up style games. So yeah, I'm sure that'll be fun, and can co-op that as well. And then I got Animal Crossing. So I actually bought Animal Crossing for me and for my girlfriend so that we could both play it together. Someone else ended up gifting it to her in her family, so she's going to be trading hers in to get something else, which is still trades in for like 25 bucks, which ain't too bad, especially considering that I didn't pay full price for it. So it's almost like an even exchange or whatever. But yeah, this is the thing about Animal Crossing is, like, it's a game that you just kind of like pop in for like 10-15 minutes a day. It's chill though. I like it. All right, next up we got an Xbox 360 game. So I was actually really surprised to find this, because I've been looking for this one for a while. And I didn't look very hard, I was just kind of, if I saw it out in the wild, I'd pick it up kind of thing. I'm sure I could have found it on eBay, almost immediately. But that is the original Saints Row for the Xbox 360. And I found it complete with the manual. So that was really cool. And I'm actually planning on doing a video soon on my favorite video game manuals, because there's a lot that I would like to dive in and talk about with video game manuals. But if you haven't had the pleasure of playing the original Saints Row, in my opinion, this is probably one of the best ones. That and Saints Row 2. After that, it kind of got a little absurd and ridiculous. Definitely check this out, man, if you can find it. All right, let's see. Oh, we got a DS game here. We've got Trauma Center Under the Knife. I think I've played this one. I know that I've played the Wii one back in the day. But it's an Atlas game. So if anybody is familiar with that company, you know that they make really good RPG style games, and most of the time their games are awesome, and they take a long time to complete. You know, like you can always count on Atlas to give you a game that's gonna get you through for a long time. So you'll be occupied and stuff. I don't know, man. My brain's not working properly yet. It's kind of early in the morning when I'm doing this. I haven't been awake for very long. I haven't even eaten yet, so I'm just kind of like a dummy, you know, right now. More dumb than normal. Next up, we got some Sega Genesis games complete in box. Man, I used to rent this one a whole lot back in the day, and that's Desert Strike, and it is complete. So, and also it has the bigger cartridges than normal, which I thought. I always thought these types of cartridges were cool, you know. Not even really sure what the yellow is for. I don't know. Always been wondering about that, why that's like that, but maybe it's like a grip for when you pull it out, but I couldn't imagine anybody pulling a game out like that from the Genesis system. And yeah, with the Manny, all the Genesis games are complete here. It's a pretty fun game. You know, you get to play as a helicopter and do like you know, bombing missions and rescue missions, all kinds of cool stuff. It's a lot of fun. All right, then next up we've got toys for the Genesis, and this is based off of the movie, the Robin Williams movie. And you know, interesting fact about this, it's one of the few Robin Williams movies that isn't available on any streaming platform. It only got released on DVD and VHS. It's never had a HD remaster or anything as far as I know. But it's almost kind of like lost media. And the movie in general is, you know, it's silly and quirky. It's fantastic. It's a very unique movie. And I get really nostalgic for it because it was a childhood favorite of mine. But it's also got Joan Cusack and LL Cool J and Michael Gambon in it. And it's really great. So if you are able to see the movie, definitely check that out. Now, the game, I literally purchased the game because I like the movie a lot. But this game, from what I remember, is difficult and a pain in the ass and not enjoyable. So I literally bought this just because, you know, well, for one, it's complete. And I really don't think I would ever find this complete ever again. And since it represents a movie that I really like, I wanted to buy it. And I'm still going to play it, but I'm not going to have fun playing it probably. And then the last Genesis game that I got is Altered Beast. And it is complete. I believe this was a launch title for the Sega Genesis. Could be wrong about that. Some people like it, some people don't like it. I think that it's a pretty cool game. You know, it's a side-scrolling kind of like, it's not really like a beat 'em up. I don't know, I say it's more like Ghouls and Ghosts. I mean, it doesn't look anything like Ghouls and Ghosts, or Ghosts and Goblins, I mean. But, yeah, it's like that kind of game. Like, you walk from left to right, and then people try to attack you. There was a lot of games that came out like that, you know, during that era, because it was easy to make those types of games, I guess, compared to, like, you know, doing, like, some kind of 3D stuff, plus 3D games during that era. Not all of them were great. Honestly, like Doom, for example, it would give me motion sickness. Still to this day, the original Doom gives me motion sickness. Then the final two items that I have to show you guys today is some mini consoles. Now these, you know, speaking of Sega Genesis, I just been on a kick for that lately. I always preferred the Sega Genesis when I was a kid over the Super Nintendo. Now, don't get me wrong, there's plenty of great games on the Super Nintendo, but I always kind of lean more towards the Sega Genesis. And a lot of people don't know this, but, you know, when you played games during that era, you know, like, let's say Jurassic Park, for example. Jurassic Park on the Super Nintendo is a completely different game than Jurassic Park on the Sega Genesis. And what I'm talking about is, I'm like, it's not slightly different. It is a completely different, developed game, not similar at all. You ran into that a lot during the Genesis and Super Nintendo generation. But I was able to get a hold of a complete in-box Sega Genesis Mini, which I was super excited about. And I believe I bought this. Yes, I bought this from the Pick and Preacher. So thanks, Keith. I appreciate it. And of course, you know, you got your 40 classic games, plus 2 that were never released. I believe it's Tetris and what was the other one? Darius. So yeah, and it was just really cool to buy an official Sega console again. You know what I mean? And I'm going to do a video on both of the Genesis Minis, because yes, the other thing that I got was the Genesis Mini 2. So I want to do like a really long deep dive into both of these systems all in one video, because when you look up Genesis Mini videos, you know, it's usually like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and they just kind of like, you know, fly through it. But like, I feel like we need a very thorough look at both of these, every game that's included, and you know, just comparing the two. Now the Genesis Mini 2 is much smaller. They made it a lot smaller than the first one. It has 60 games on it, and a lot of them, I think actually all of them, are different games. Like neither one of these have the same games on them. So when you think about it, man, you've got like 100 and something games between these two systems. And I like these plug and plays, man. I wish that they would keep making these, you know, because even though like Nintendo, for example, you know, they offer a lot of these games on their service, I still feel like people would still want to buy this kind of stuff all the time. And I think I said that recently in another video. But yeah, guys, that's all I have. Appreciate you guys for watching. Be sure to comment below. Let me know what you guys got around the Christmas time. Any good sales. Also, I forgot, I did buy a lot of digital games on the Nintendo Switch, but I figured nobody really cared about seeing, you know, digital games. But I picked up the Grand Theft Auto trilogy. I picked up 4 or 5 different Mega Man collections, and a few other things. But yeah, it was a great holiday season. You know, got plenty of new toys to play with, more stuff to put on the shelves. But yeah, that's going to conclude it for today. Appreciate you guys for watching. I'll catch you next time.